It's what they call mental. They people today they say mental illness, right? They say mental illness. Where did that originate? Okay, let's look. Let's backtrack and go back to the very beginning, because you know that our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, the blacks ruled Spain at one time. The black and the Moors, they ruled Spain for over 700 years, right? Um, what was everybody doing before the Europeans came over here? Um, Now, I'm trying to establish a couple of points here because it seems like we are the only ones that can fit these narrative, these things. You know what I'm saying? We are the only one that fit these uh, curses. Okay, now I jumped the gun a little bit. Let's backtrack a little bit. Uh, People will tell you, they'll say you need to go and get mental help, right? They'll tell you you need to go get mental help, right? My question to that is, how in the world is you gonna go and call yourself? First of all, do you realize how stupid that sound when you tell your people and when you listen to uh, these other nations of people, which is the enemy, telling you that you need to go and get what they call quote unquote mental health. Now, how can you go to a system, the same system that actually bought something and put it in place and made it that way? But you're gonna go to these same people and say, hey, look, I need you. It's you bought this disease over here. That's what you might would say. Can you clean my mind? I gotta come back to you. What you're saying, I gotta come back to you for help. What kind of sense does that make? You see what I'm saying? You basically telling me that I gotta go to the enemy, the same one that bought the disease over here, and trust this man is to go inside of my brain and trust that these people gonna give me the right chemicals is to make sure that I never have to go through that again. Think about that. Do you think your enemy is going to have your best interest at heart like that? The purpose of the enemy is to not to hope that you don't succeed in life. The purpose of the enemy is to have is they have they have a mindset is to make sure you are defeated. So, what would make you think? Because do y'all realize that a person who hates you versus a person that love you is totally the opposite? The one that love you is gonna want to see you make sure that and have your best interest at heart. The one that don't want to see your best interest at heart, that represents that that right there represents the enemy. So I don't know why our people is hung up in this dream world. Like you gonna go to these people somehow, call yourself getting mental help or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Thinking you're gonna go to the same people that rape, rob, murder, and kill you, and you gonna get the how you gonna go to? That's like me saying how you gonna go to another sick person for help when they sick. You see what I'm saying? Like how you gonna go to them? You struggling with a sin, right? First of all, how you gonna get somebody to help you overcome a sin when they are in sin? If I'm in sin and you in sin, do you think I can help somebody overcome they struggling sin if I have not learned to conquer and defeat my that enemy, that the enemy of sin? If I have not learned how, think about it for a minute. If I have not conquered mine, would you listen to me give you some advice when I'm going around here committing all kinds of terrible sins? But you telling me is to go to that same person that's in sin, that's into all kinds of pornography and porn. That's like me saying, okay, go to these people. Even they created porn. They are into porn themselves. How they going to help you overcome their porn addiction when they, in essence, is still wallowing in it? Last I checked, it's impossible. You name, show me some people that have got on YouTube and said, well, these people was in their sins, but they still helped me get out of my sins. Some people will, you know what though? I can't even much lie. Some people get on here and they'll say, yeah, I know some people that help some people and they overcame their sins. That's some people actually believe another person who is into devilish stuff can help that person overcome they devilish stuff. You got people actually believe, you tell them the opposite, they gonna say no, it's not the opposite. I believe that anybody can help you, even if they in their nasty sins, they can help you. No, I'm talking about it from a point of view. Understand what I'm saying? I'm saying if anybody in this world know, if I'm around, if you is doing any and everything under the sun, you wouldn't look up to me. You know, just let's just be real. Who gonna look up to somebody who is doing all kinds of wickedness? Unless you in the world, you see what I'm saying? If you in the world or something like that, that's understandable. The world loves its own and all that kind of stuff. But more than likely, most of us, especially us out black people, our people, is not gonna listen to you. You know what I mean? Do you think another woman gonna listen to another woman tell her about how to stop being a whore? And a whore if she ain't overcame being a whore, right? Do you think she gonna be able to help other women overcome the position of being a whore? Do you think she gonna be, think about that? Do you think she gonna be able to help another person who's a harlot overcome their whore addiction? If she has a prostitute addiction, right? If the woman has some prostitute, and we know deep down within everybody, a lot of people know I'm telling the truth, but they're gonna refuse to. Like they come on here and they still would say the opposite. But I have never known, the last I checked, is for another woman who is addicted to it, especially if she don't want to overcome it. If she don't want to overcome that, how she gonna help another sister who is struggling in her sins overcome whore addiction? You go, you know what I'm saying? I, you know what I'm saying? So my whole point in saying all of that is that you can, how in the world the people who created these things is going to have your best interest at heart? Just like George Floyd, right? I'm cutting around. I know I'm cutting around the corner. How you gonna go to the same people that murders our people and go back to these same people and say you're gonna get mental health from these same people that actually have created the problem and continue to create these problems? People are dying. If that was the case, Mr. George Floyd would still be living right now. You see what I'm saying? If that's the case, he still would be living. So tell me something. If somebody tell me, if let's say if I do have an addiction or whatever, you see what I'm saying? If I got an addiction and somebody text me or message me and say, you need to go get you some mental help or you got mental illness and you got all these different things and stuff like that. No, it's not mental illness. It's Stockholm slave syndrome. It's mental slave syndrome. That's what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with um like that's slavery. You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole point. How you gonna go to those same people that created that disease and ask them please just to get rid of it? can you cure this? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to the same people that where it originate from, they have the intentions of hurting you, right? If you got the intentions of hurting me and I try to come to you for help and you still got it in your spirit to intentionally hurt me, you tell me what kind of sense would that make is to go and call yourself saying you're gonna get some, you gotta go get some mental help and go get this in. You got mental disorder and you got this and that. That doesn't even make any sense. That's slavery. Those are words that was created by the slave master, Esau. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot go to the same people that created the disease and have it in their spirit and their eternal spirit. If it's in their spirit eternal, if they have an eternal spirit, is to destroy you. Then what in the world? How you gonna get help from those same people? Just tell me that. How you gonna get help from those same people? You can't get help from it's impossible for those people is to have your best interest at heart when it's embedded in their nature is to make sure that you're destroyed. It's impossible for those people who created that disease is to um is to help you when they created that disease and to kill you. You see what I'm saying? It's just you can't make that add up. Like I tell people all the time, you just when they say that, I let them know you make first of all you making yourself look like a ass. You're repeating your enemy's words, not realizing that why would you? I'm saying to myself, why are they letting the enemy just play them like that? Why are they letting the enemy make an asshole out of them? And that's what he's doing. The enemy is certainly, by all means, is making an ass out of you. You see what I'm saying? So when you got those people who brings rape, rob, and murder over here, take advantage of you. You see what I'm saying? They take advantage of you, and yeah, they take advantage of you. But you telling me it's to go to those same people to solve a problem when they have created that problem. First of all, they have created the problem. They have no intentions of helping you make it better, of making things better for you, because their intentions is to destroy you. So why would you go and continue to keep going to that store when you know how they going what their whole nature is to treat you a certain way? Yeah, yeah. If they aim is to treat you a certain way, you can't go to those same people and get no help. As simple as that. Hang around people that's got your best interest at heart. You can't go and hang around the people that's the opposite of your spirit, because things ain't gonna be right. It's just not gonna be right. If you go hanging around people, you know they ain't got they not on the same level as you. How you gonna make it? That's why he said, "Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers." What fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness? What have fellowship with light with darkness? You know what I'm saying? It just they just don't mix. It's just like oil and water. Oil and water it don't mix. They're not the same. Yeah. So when people say mental illness, no, it's mental slave syndrome. That's what it is. That was created by the enemy. All of that is mental slave syndrome. Yeah, yeah, that's mental slave syndrome. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about this some more tonight. Probably when I get in, I probably will talk some more about it. Yeah, you can't go out like that though. You can't do that. You know, because there's some other things that I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna end it right here. But I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about it when I get home.